you are not coming in.
Yes.
You're not coming into the gospel industry.
Yes.
Okay. So looking at the gospel industry, also what you've heard what goes through as far as the gospel industry is concerned. What do you think? Also gospel musicians say Ghana. What are you thinking? Say you probably let me rephrase this. You see, sometimes when you get into the industry and you're new, some people have already they've taken the lead.
Yes.
And there is heat. They're doing this, they're doing that, they're doing this, they're doing that. Until so maybe Alfie said, no, this is a little bit shaky for me. Where do I place myself? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? What's the strategy that Selassie Brown is using to make a mark as far as the gospel industry is concerned?
Yeah. I think that you've asked a smart question. Thank you for that. I think that we'll all have different purposes or assignments that's given to us. There's a crowd that God has handed to Dinah Hamilton, and that's her pursuit. She's pursuing that, focusing on her pursuits. There's a crowd that God has placed in the hands of Joe Mettel, and that is his way, his shunning. And definitely there's a crowd that God has given to me. Some people's salvation are tied to my ministry. Salvation is tied to Dinah, no sana. So I think that I'll need a lot of prayer, and I'll also need to sit back and go through the plans. There's a portion of scripture, I don't want to be all spiritual, forgive me, but there's a portion of scripture that says that you should write the vision and make it plain so that whoever sees it can run with it. So I'm on the drawing board still, and I'm learning, because I'm new in the system. I'm learning how it's working for this one. I'm learning how it's working for this one. And I'm fusing little ideas together. That's why it's good to always sit with people. People like Danny Latte. He knows the ground. He's seen art and he's worked with them. Selassie baby akoi etro sign jinaha kasase. These things are things that we need as emerging arts to also get into the limelight, so to speak.
Okay. So if I get you right, so your crowd, it has to do with salvation.
Exactly. Of course, there's a business aspect of it, but if you are doing ministry, is that obibenya nkwaje fi to I believe that nyumtunibia is a preacher, whether or to secular or to gospel. What they are saying now, and obi salvation, obi inspiration, obi aspiration is tied to what you are doing. Obi ka say, sisi I will bo family music. Obi bet nefia ka say, hey, because of this guy, I'll not give up in life. I say, when you listen to the word, say, and these things I Emklan show. So it's, in as much as it's secular, it is somewhat inspiring. It's somebody's salvation in yumna yebono. That's how I see music generally.
Okay. All right, fantastic. So I've got Selassie Brown inside the studios.